Welcome to the world-renowned Invest in Her podcast with your host, Catherine Gray. Catherine is a keynote and TEDx speaker, author, executive producer of the movie Show Her the Money, also CEO and founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. Our weekly show of powerhouse women, founders, funders, and changemakers is sure to inspire you. Let's go.
Welcome to this week's episode of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. And of course, the executive producer of Show Her the Money, the movie that everybody's talking about in the VC world. We just have been on a 100-city tour last week in New York and the Hamptons and headed soon to Minneapolis and some other cities. So super excited to be with you today and to have on another extraordinary guest as we do every week. Today we have on Diane Osgerchian. I probably didn't get that. Did I get that right?
Yes,
that's the hardest part of this job. And she is an amazing digital marketing expert. She is the founder of Blast Marketing. And today we're going to be talking digital marketing. Welcome to the show, Diane.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a privilege to be here after seeing the movie. It was amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes, we met at the one at Live Nation in New York recently. That was cool. Great turnout and a very cool space. Was honored to be at Live Nation. Gosh, you were one of the first employees at DoubleClick. Now, I don't know, maybe you have to be my age to know what DoubleClick is, but Google bought them and now you're clicking through on Google. That was originally DoubleClick, right?
Yes, it was DoubleClick. I was maybe employee number 20 something.
Wow.
We were a startup, in the late 90s, and it was like we were building something that we didn't know what it was going to be. We were all working together, amazing employees. We still have reunions every year. We get together.
Really? That is so cool.
Like 100 people show up. We have it in New York. It's so much fun downtown. One of the guys that we worked with, he has a business and he uses his office for our reunions. It's pretty amazing.
I love that. That is so cool that you all stay in touch. It's like a family.
It really is.
Same thing we did with our film. Like it's a film family, like everybody involved in it. I love when people pull together like that, especially in a work environment. It's so unusual for people to feel like family, right?
And I still have good friends that I met, over 25 years ago working at that company, and I see them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience. And who knew it was going to be sold to Google for 3.1 billion?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Great. And to be an employee there, how awesome is that? That must have been life-changing, game-changing.
Very exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and since then you went on to work for many other interesting startups. A couple of them I just had here, Investing Channel, Investopedia, and you even helped start and launch CNN Money. Very cool. Love to hear about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of firsts going on because no one had digital advertising marketing experience. I mean, I literally came from Prodigy. I don't know if you remember Prodigy. It was an online service before AOL. So I was learning this in the early 90s. And when Prodigy Internet came about, then the internet came about in the mid to late 90s, I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. This is falling apart because you had it was a floppy disk. And, the internet blew up. And then I really had my pick of going anywhere. And
I'm sure a lot of our listeners would not even know what a floppy disk was.
And a modem, and like a 1200 to like 14.4 modem, you were dialing up with the screeching noise every morning. I'd go into the office. So, from that and where we are today, I mean, I went to a lot of different startups and established companies as well. So the CNN Money, I mean, I was actually hired there to start the web platforms for Fortune Money business magazines, the online versions. And I was working at US News at the time, and I was, I was there 4 or 5 years. I'm like, you know what, I need to change. I think I'm gonna, leave. So I get a phone call from someone I used to work with at DoubleClick that says, "Hey, Diane, do you want a job?" I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "We're starting up CNN Money, and you'd be great for it." And there I was.
Wow. Well, what I love is now that you have all that expertise with these major companies, you now help other companies have successful campaigns, and thus you launched your business, which is Blast Marketing. Love the name.
Thank
Um,
you.
and I want to know what that entails because, I'm reading about it, and digital marketing really, it seems to entail so many things. I have listed here, display media, mobile marketing, video advertising, newsletters, social media, custom content, all of these things that you all do. So how does this work? Like for a listener who has a business and would want to engage the services that you offer for digital marketing, where does that begin? Do you assess like, well, what would be the most appropriate ways to promote a certain business?
Well, for an example, we have a concert venue in Manhattan, Manhattan Center, and it's called the Hammerstein Ballroom, Manhattan Center. It's very famous. It's iconic. So they came to us and said, we need marketing help. We need a new website, and we need to be out there. We need to be promoting our events. So we were like, okay, well, we have a kickoff call with them. What do you need? What are you looking to do? How, we even asked them about numbers. How do you want to grow? I mean, we learn everything about the business in order to put together the marketing programs. So excuse me, we rebuilt their website from scratch. It's actually, looking better than before, obviously. And we're running also search engine optimization campaigns to get them higher on Google search results. They're, organic search, sponsored Google ads, social media ads. We're writing blogs for them. I mean, there's so much that goes into this, behind the scenes, that these small to mid-sized businesses, they don't know how to do this. They don't want to do it. They want to run their business.
Right.
And we do it for them, and we don't take a ton of budget. Like when I was at corporate and I was working with huge ad agencies with millions of dollars in budget. We were just working with that ad agency, but we were using the same products. I figured, let me take these. My partner also worked at DoubleClick. He actually hired me, and we've been friends for 25 years, just as an aside, another DoubleClick person. And what we do is we just want to like put together the advertising and marketing, and we monitor it, we work on it so they don't have to, they're running their business. And we took the products from large corporations that we were doing millions of dollars, same products, using them for the small to mid-sized business to have them thrive and stay in business.
I love that and make it affordable to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
because let's face it, in today's society and in this business world, you have to have digital marketing. So I love that you do all of those things from paid to SEO organic to blogs, social media, like all of these things. Like you said, you're running a business. It's a full-time job, but so is that digital marketing aspect of it. So I love that your company, Blast Marketing, comes in and handles that for, I take it, small to mid-sized
Correct.
businesses. Right. That's
Correct.
very cool.
And I'm an advocate for the small business owner because I live in Manhattan, I live in Greenwich Village. There's stores and restaurants and bars, and a lot of them suffered after COVID. So to me, like I actually go out and buy my groceries. I go out to stores. I rarely use Amazon. I try to buy right from the company website. I take yellow taxis. I feel bad because Uber has, slowed them down. And I just feel like the communities, people need to have community, and small businesses need to thrive. So when my partner and I started this, we were like, I'm on board. And, I have to feel like I'm passionate about doing this because I really do feel for the small business. I frequent them daily. And if I
Yeah, I
could,
love that.
for some small budgets, I'm on board.
Yeah. So you work with businesses like what would be the range of what size businesses, from how much to how much?
It could be like a 1 or 2 person business, or it could be a 50 person business.
Gotcha.
I mean, it ranges from, we have a candle store up in Woodstock. We have a divorce coach in Upper Manhattan. We had a janitorial service in the Bronx. We have the concert venue, and event space in Manhattan. So it could be really anything, an AI company that needed a new, investor page,
I
website.
love that. Yeah, that was a
So
great array of businesses you're working with.
if you
And
name it, we do it.
can you think of any clients that you've had some great success stories that you could share? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
always fun to hear.
There's a divorce lawyer turned divorce coach, marriage coach, pre-marriage coach. She does like courses. Um, and she moved here from Chicago, and she had no presence. She lives on the Upper West Side. She had no presence here in New York. And I met her at a women's event, like a networking event. And we hit it off. She says, I really need help. No one knows me in New York. And I said, well, we can help you. We can get you out there, get you higher up on Google searches, get you some sponsored links, Google ads, and we could start you with some blogs and whatnot. So fast forward, in less than 3 months, we got her showing up on the first page of Google.
Awesome. That is great. That's
With
so
most of the
important for
ads,
people to
yes.
be findable, right?
Yeah.
Um, Thanks for sharing that story.
Mhm.
So, you and I specifically talked about LinkedIn advertising. So I thought I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. I feel like that's one of the ones that a lot of people don't really know about or talk about. They talk about Facebook advertising, Instagram, but LinkedIn for us, for our business, venture capital is a great market because that's where all the business people gather. Tell me a little bit about how LinkedIn advertising works. I'd love to just have people learn about that as a takeaway today.
I mean, LinkedIn could definitely work, but LinkedIn is a little slower process. I mean, it takes a lot longer for LinkedIn to kind of see everything and, monitor and analyze. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is that it takes time. It's just like SEO.
Yeah.
Search engine optimization takes time. Google's algorithm has to learn, it has to have learning. So you could do, meta ads, and you could run Google ads. That's going to give you quick impact because they do show up at the top of the page, and they say sponsored,
I see. Where
sponsored
in
link.
social media like LinkedIn, it might take longer.
Might
I
take
used to be
longer.
in cable television advertising, and I used to tell people it really doesn't happen in a couple months. You really have to advertise all year round because people tend to need to see it 3, 4, 5, 6 times before they even act on it. So you have to make sure they're seeing it multiple times. So it sounds like, Google would be like a faster SEO type of play, where LinkedIn or some of the other social media would be more over time.
Could be a little
Interesting to
slower.
know.
Yeah, LinkedIn could be a little slower. Search engine optimization. We tell our clients we manage expectations at least 3 months to kind of see results.
Right.
The algorithms has to learn, like, especially Google. Google's, funny character. And it needs to learn, like, okay, what's on your website? Is it credible? What are the keywords like? If you writing a blog every month is very important, changing around the keywords, have a match what you have on your site. So Google keeps finding you and says, okay, this is legit. And, it's put you more at the top of the pages.
What do you love most about this? Because you must really love it because you're really good at it. What
Thank
do you
you.
love about it?
I just love helping my clients. I love that my business partner and I are like very customer service oriented. And I even won an award at DoubleClick for my customer service.
I love that.
And I just feel like a lot of these clients, before they come to us, they're a prospect, of course, at first, and they say, well, I had an agency that never got back to me, or they put up my website and they went away, or they didn't monitor my Google campaign. And I'm like, well, how do they stay in business? What do they just do one-offs, take the money and run? Like, that's not what we're about. And I feel, like I said, my partner and I did this for DoubleClick and larger CNN and US News and large corporations. And I just took what I learned there, and I customer service, I feel that that's very important. So how do you keep clients? I always say to the clients, if you're not happy and you're not successful, then we won't be. So it's just a common sense thing. I know it's like a cliche, but it's the truth.
I love that. I love that, Diane. And I have heard a lot of people out there saying they've hired social media people that have not delivered on results. And so I love that you're very result oriented, that you take this expertise from having worked with these major tech companies and you bring it to the smaller businesses. I think it's a great business concept. Blast marketing for those that need this type of service. So glad that we connected and that this is another resource that we can offer through She Angel Investors and our platform. We love to be a resource place on Invest in Her podcast. So thanks for being a guest today. How did they get a hold of you?
Let's see. Who? You guys?
So like, can they find you obviously on LinkedIn?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn, my name is Diane Osgerchian. I'm also on, of course, Instagram as just Osgerchian. And of course, our website. We have, my website, blastmarketingagency.com.
Okay, so blastmarketingagency.com, everybody.
Or you could just do Diane, Diane, at blastmarketingagency.com.
Okay, great.
Yes.
And then for those of you who are just listening in today and not seeing our video, I'm going to spell Diane's name so you can find her on LinkedIn. The last name is Osgerchian. I know it's a mouthful. Could be Smith.
There's
Could not be Smith.
Only my family has that name, so very easy to find, believe me.
Great, great.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
hopefully they will come looking for you and they will come to the website. Again, it's blastmarketingagency.com. You can also, of course, visit us, sheangelinvestors.com. We have lots of resources. And please visit our movie site, showherthemoneymovie.com, to see when we'll be coming back to your area, or maybe if you want to screen it, you can book a screening. It is about the underfunding of women, getting only 2% of venture capital, and how we're going to change that, right? Right,
We are.
So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Look Diane up on LinkedIn. You can find me, Catherine Gray, Catherine with a C, Gray with an A. Happy to connect with you. Thank you, everybody. Make it a great week. Thanks, Diane.
Take care. Bye-bye.